one click is all it takes to lose everything.
We are in a cyber war. You can either be a defendant or you could be a victim.
We're living in a very interesting time. And the reason is our identities are based off of our social security numbers, our date of birth, and our mother's maiden name. That is supposed to be private information, and all of our privacy is based on knowledge of those 3 data points. If you call the IRS, if you call your bank, if you call a credit union, if you call any other sensitive type entity that has information on you, they're always going to ask you for the last 4 digits of your social, your date of birth, and your mother's maiden name. So if you have that information, then somebody can impersonate and become you. But here's the problem. With all of the breaches, with billions of records being compromised, it's estimated that 80% of Americans' personal data is in the hands of the attacker. That means somebody knows your social security number. They know your date of birth, and they know your mother's maiden name. So now they can go in and they can change your tax filings. They can go into the credit bureaus and they can take locks away so they can now open up credit in your name. They can go to your bank and potentially transfer information. Now you might be sitting there going, man, what do we do? The game's over. Do we become Amish? Do we give up all our technology? No, here's the trick. Most of these places, the credit unions, the banks, and the IRS, they will let you do 2 things. One, they will let you set up a separate password that you must provide in order to access your account. So now, even if somebody calls up and knows your social or your date of birth, you're still protected. But Eric, what if I forget that? What if I need to reset it? Because that's been the problem where people call up and say, I forgot my PIN, I forgot my password, I need to reset it. And that's when they're going in and taking over your account. Well, here's the cool part. You can set up with all these entities that if you want to change your password or change your PIN, they will physically mail you the new PIN. Now, yes, it might take 2 or 3 days for them to mail you that new PIN, physically mail it to you, not email, nothing cyber, right? Going old school, baby, right? Mail it to you. But isn't 2 days worth it to have proper security in place? But remember, you have to set that up. So after you watch this video, I urge you to call the IRS, call the credit bureaus, call your bank, and tell them you want to set up a password to verify your account. You don't want to use your social, and you want to set up that resets are done via physical mail. The good news is most of these entities have security measures in place. They have things there to protect you, but they're turned off by default. So security is your responsibility. Take an action. Recognize that your social security number is not safe. It's not a secret. And you need to set up your own secret and make sure that your information is properly protected.